Clark is reportedly set to sign with Nike. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, that deal is worth $28 million over 8 years.
Between points scored herself and points assisted. That's almost 45 points per game, and the most by any player ever.
From getting knocked down to knocking down records. Caitlin Clark's story isn't just about basketball. It's about getting back up when life hits you hard. Want to learn how to turn setbacks into comebacks? You're in the right place. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Picture this. August 28th, Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun. The crowd's going wild. Suddenly, bam! Caitlin Clark and Alyssa Thomas collide. The arena goes silent. Everyone's thinking, is Clark okay? The refs call it a common foul, but fans are losing it. They're screaming, tweeting, debating. It's chaos. But here's the crazy part. Clark doesn't stay down. Nope. She gets up and drops 19 points like it's nothing. That's insane. Who does that after getting knocked down? You know what's even crazier? This moment wasn't just another play. It was the start of something big. Clark was about to show the world what she's made of. Ready to see how she turned this hit into her biggest win? Let's go! Clark didn't just get back up. She soared. Think getting knocked down would slow her down? Think again. The next 2 weeks shocked everyone, even her biggest critics. You know that feeling when someone tries to push you down, but you come back stronger? That's exactly what Caitlin Clark did after that collision with Alyssa Thomas.
Another look here at the heavy contact.
Instead of letting it shake her, Clark used it as fuel. She turned that frustration into pure basketball magic. In the games after the incident, Clark was on fire. She was dishing out assists like they were going out of style, scoring points left and right, and grabbing rebounds like her life depended on it. It was like watching a highlight reel in real time. Every game, she was getting closer and closer to something big. And then, just 2 weeks after getting knocked down, bam! Clark did the unthinkable. She broke Alyssa Thomas's single-season assist record. Can you believe it? The same player who knocked her down now had to watch her record fall. Talk about sweet revenge. But here's the kicker. Clark didn't just break the record, she shattered it in style. In that game against the Las Vegas Aces, she put up numbers that would make any player jealous. 18 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. That's not just good, that's almost a triple-double good. You know what Clark said after breaking the record? She didn't brag or throw shade. Nope, she kept it classy. She said, I think it definitely just speaks to the whole entire year and like how historic it has been for this league and how great the basketball has been for the league.
First time since 2015. So Caitlin Clark finished with that triple-double. She just continues her superstar trajectory.
Teammates involved and then also just her growth. It's been great. And she's making sure she's finding those open players.
That's not just skill, folks. That's character. But let's be real for a second. Breaking this record wasn't just about the numbers. It was about proving something. It was Clark showing the world, and maybe even herself, that she's not just tough, she's unstoppable. Getting knocked down? That was just her warm-up. Clark's comeback wasn't just good for her, it was great for the whole WNBA. She raised the bar for what it means to be competitive in this league. She showed that it's not about how hard you get hit, it's about how fast you get back up and start breaking records. Clark's comeback was just the beginning. Remember when people said women's basketball wasn't exciting? Clark was about to prove them dead wrong. And the numbers? They're going to blow your mind. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's absolute domination on the court. This rookie isn't just breaking records, she's shattering them like glass ceilings. First up, she became the first rookie in WNBA history to rack up multiple triple-doubles. That's not just good, that's history-making stuff right there. But wait, there's more. Clark's leading the league in three-pointers made per game. She's not just scoring, she's raining threes like it's nothing. You know who else does that? Stephen Curry. Yeah, that's right. People are comparing her to one of the NBA's best shooters. How crazy is that? Speaking of Curry, Clark's got that same long-range magic. She's hitting these deep three-pointers that are making everyone's jaws drop. We're talking logo shots, folks. The kind of shots that make you go, no way she's gonna make that. Oh my God, she did it. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark isn't just changing her own game. She's changing the entire sport. She's pushing the boundaries of what's considered a good shot in women's basketball. It's like she looked at the rule book and said, nah, I'm gonna do it my way. Now, let's talk about the Caitlin Clark effect. This isn't just about stats on a sheet. We're talking packed arenas, sold-out games, and a whole lot of buzz.
Pretty exciting. One of the big reasons fans flock to State Farm Arena is, of course, the Caitlin Clark effect.
Getting this lineup with chemistry, but make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is doing things beyond her years.
People are showing up in droves to watch Clark play. It's like she's got this magnetic pull that's bringing fans to women's basketball like never before. And get this, Iowa's total revenue from athletic events shot up by almost $16 million in fiscal year 2023. Guess what's behind a big chunk of that? Yep, women's basketball, and you can bet Clark had a lot to do with it. She's not just a player, she's a one-woman economic boom. But the best part? Clark's not just doing this for herself. Her incredible performances helped the Indiana Fever snag a playoff berth for the first time since 2016. That's right, she's elevating her entire team. Talk about making an impact. Team success is one thing, but Clark's got the whole sport buzzing. You know those players that come along once in a generation? Yeah, we're talking that level. But here's the real question. Is the WNBA ready for Hurricane Caitlin? Clark's not just changing games. She's changing the entire landscape of women's basketball.
Surprised me, and I think the WNBA this year, the ratings are going to be great. And the better she is, the higher that league is going to climb.
Yeah.
Between points scored herself and points assisted. That's almost 45 points per game, and the most by any player ever.
Remember that collision with Alyssa Thomas? It wasn't just a bump on the court. It sparked a huge conversation about player safety and officiating in the WNBA. Suddenly, everyone was talking about how to protect star players without losing the intensity of the game. That's the Caitlin Clark effect. She's making waves even when she's getting knocked down. But here's where it gets really wild. Clark's not just a player anymore, she's a marketing powerhouse. Her University of Iowa jerseys, they're flying off the shelves faster than you can say, three-pointer.
Clark's time on the court, they're trying to stay stocked with Hawkeye merchandise, and they say her popularity is not diminishing anytime soon.
Whether it's Iowa, the Fever, or even both, the 22 Caitlin Clark jerseys were all across State Farm Arena Monday night.
We're talking top-selling college athlete edition on Fanatics since 2022. That's insane. And the big brands, they're all over her. Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, H&R Block. They're all lining up to get a piece of the Caitlin Clark magic. Her NIL value is in the millions. You heard that right?
Caitlin Clark is reportedly set to sign with Nike. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, that deal is worth $28 million over 8 years.
Dramatic, and like the people are coming out to see this person, so we just do what we can. We embrace it. I'm pretty sure our organization can feed off of it.
Millions. She's not just changing the game on the court, she's changing the whole college sports landscape. But here's the best part. Clark's not just in it for herself, she's become a huge role model for young athletes. Girls all over the country are watching her play and thinking, I want to be like Caitlin. They're practicing those long-range shots, trying to copy her moves. She's inspiring a whole new generation of basketball players. And get this, Clark's journey is like a real-life example of what Title IX was all about. She's showing everyone that women's basketball can be just as exciting, just as skilled, and just as profitable as men's. The game's popularity is soaring, the quality of play is through the roof, and suddenly everyone wants a piece of women's basketball. Now, let's talk about the future. Clark's getting ready to enter the WNBA draft, and everyone's saying she's going to be the #1 overall pick.
To understand each other much better, like we could just make eye contact and she knows to go back door, she knows to come and get the ball, like that just comes with playing with one another. So
can you imagine the buzz when she steps onto that WNBA court for the first time? People are already saying she's going to boost the league's visibility and marketing potential like never before. And here's something really cool. People are comparing Clark's style of play to Stephen Curry. Yeah, that's Stephen Curry. Her deep shooting range is redefining what's possible in women's basketball. She's not just playing the game, she's changing it. From getting knocked down to breaking records, Caitlin Clark's journey is like something out of a movie. Remember that collision with Alyssa Thomas? It wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. Clark didn't just bounce back. She soared, breaking records, inspiring fans, and changing the game. That's not just talent, that's determination. It's about getting up when life knocks you down and coming back stronger. But here's the thing, Clark's story isn't over, not even close. She's heading to the WNBA, and everyone's wondering what she'll do next. Will she break more records? Change how the game is played? Bring even more fans to women's basketball? One thing's for sure, Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball. She's rewriting the whole playbook, and we can't wait to see what she does next.